Doing this POTD. Today is 15th of October and the POTD is adjacent increasing subarray detection 2. Okay, so we are given okay okay, I think we did the most optimal solution inside the normal problem only, but yeah, I think we can do this again. Okay, so this is a different problem. The one we did yesterday, if I see it. So the one I did yesterday was this one, and this was different from this. Let me just see. Yeah. So in this one, k was given. So now we need to find out the maximum k. Basically, yeah. So we need to find out the maximum possible value of k. All right. Okay. Cool. That's okay. 5, 7, 8, and 9, 2, 3. So both of them have to be strictly increasing, right? So in this case, the answer is 7, 8, 9, and 2, 3, 4, right? So they are increasing, and then they are decrease once, and then they increase again. So we need to find out such structured points. Okay. So basically, when I'm moving here, I mean it's pretty much the similar thing, you know. It's pretty much the similar thing, honestly. We need to store the previous one, and then we just have to find out the one that we can actually do here, right? So it's almost similar to the one we did yesterday. So what we are going to do is we are going to maintain our previous. So previous is basically so this is the length of the previous increasing, strictly increasing subarray, and the curve is the length of current, strictly increasing subarray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to iterate on our nums. Okay, so basically how we can do this, in order to do this, one way is to check. So basically current is 1 because we are iterating on the first one, so we'll just check here that if so it's how can we do this? So basically we'll just check that if nums of I is less than or equals to nums of I minus 1, then that means that this is a decreasing order, this is not strictly increasing, otherwise we'll just increase our current. So what we are going to do now is that basically so we have found out a subarray that breaks the order, right? So we'll just check if the previous one is something that we want to do. Okay, so just like the previous problem that we did, which was O of 1, this one, right? So this is how we did it. So I maintained a previous count and a current count, and then if this was increasing, then I maintained the count. This is what we are doing here. I just removed this the necessity of this number. So and then we maintained a previous count, and then every time on every iteration we can just check that if the previous count is all right or not. So the thing is that basically the previous count can become -1, or basically the previous count can become 0. It will become 0 if the thing is that they should both be continuous, right? So checking for the previous count like that won't really work. So if the order is breaking, basically, so then we have no other choice but to make the previous count equals to current and current equals to 1, because that's how we are increasing the elements, right? So this is what we did, and then every iteration we were checking that if it is possible for us to form an strictly increasing subarray that basically has two strictly increasing subarrays in itself. So what we are going to do is hmm, so yeah, we don't need to do that. Basically we can just store an answer which is 0. So our answer will be the maximum of some values. So first of all, it can be you know we need to find out the maximum value that it can have. So let's just say that let's just say that let's just say we have an increasing we have an array that is continuously increasing for 8. So the maximum that we can get is current by 2 only, because we need at least 2 of them, and that would be the best case for us. So it would either be current by 2, or it could either be previous by 2, or it could be minimum of current comma previous, you know and in that way we can return our answer. Will this work? I don't know. Yeah, so it failed for this one, and I think this is because when we are here it's increasing, and then we mark the previous as 4. All right, so it should have been that way only. Okay, well, we are marking this anyways. We can actually print out current value, the previous value. This would help us, and this would give us the values on it each iteration. So yeah, so basically it's 2 on the first one, and it's 3 for 5, and then we're marking the answer as maximum of answer comma this. So maybe this would work. Yeah, so that was it about the problem. So this was of an iteration on the problem that we had. Basically what we are doing is we are maintaining the increasing order, and then if the increasing order breaks, we break it, and then we are just storing, because we are dividing by 2, because let's just say that we have an array of length n. What is the maximum k that we can have? We can have that gives us the best possible value. So the answer for that is 4, because we can have 4 times 2 arrays, which is 8, and then we are able to do our operation. So it's always good for us to just divide it into 2 subarrays, whether it's even or odd. So this is what I'm doing it for the only the current value. For example, we can have a 5, so we'll just break it down into 2, and then we can also have that one of these values is 1 and one of these values is 2. But then since the previous value was 1, and then we had, I don't know, 1 and 2, so then we can obviously form basically if this value was this and this was this, so we can basically it's like this. We can have this, so the previous in this case would be 1, and the current would be 2, and the current will be 2. So what will happen here is that we'll just take the minimum value of these two, so it would be 9 and 2 that we'll have in our array. So that's how we can do this problem. I think it's a bit I think this is very similar to the previous one, because the last time I remember when I solved it in the most optimal way only. So it was O of n, so that helped me here. I think finding out an O of n way is not that hard for this, but since the constraint on the first one was too low, so yeah. But I did submitted 2 wrong answers for this, and that was silly mistake related to this if condition. So now I was able to just do it at once, because I already knew that this could create some problems. So yeah, this was the solution for the problem, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.